I am not trying to give you any bad advice here. The advice I am giving that in this particular video is just if you have to do it. All right. Obviously, when you're pulling U-turns in residential areas or in any area whatsoever, make sure you have the room. It's just sometimes you're going to be forced to do something, and it's best to know how to do it before you actually really absolutely have to do it. It'd be a shame to do something like this for the first time when you just don't know how to do it. All right, as you can see in a lot of YouTube videos, there's lots of people pulling U-turns in a place where they couldn't have done it. All right, so the best thing to do would be to kind of stop, maybe ask for advice from somebody, or at least get a spotter. So when you are pulling these maneuvers, please, be safe and maybe use it as a last alternative. Okay, thanks. Here's the video. So if you absolutely have to pull a U-turn somewhere, preventing you from going into a neighborhood where you're definitely going to hit something, and you're a little lost, and you just need to get turned around back to the main highway. If you have to, now I'm trying to cover my own ass here in this one. Basically, you got a gun to your head and you have to pull a U-turn. All right, find an intersection. All right. So see, the biggest circle you can make here is not that much, but you can make a nice wider circle right here. All right. So hopefully there's no cars there. If there is, you kind of wait off to the side, make sure everyone's gone, and then do it. Maybe you do call the cops and you have them guide you out, and that way you don't have to pull a U-turn at all. You can kind of go down this road, back it up, and then go down this way. So, okay, but if you are going to pull a U-turn, okay, I would recommend doing it this way. All right, let's go off. We're going to come in from the left. All right, just a little bit. Now, and these are walls, not curbs here. Obviously, there'll be curbs in the real world. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit more. So we got to make sure our swing isn't going to hit. Okay, I'm going to go off to the left. Let's make it a little wider now, just so I don't hit. Okay, and back to the left. And we're basically just going to keep the U-turn going here, making sure we're not going to hit the side of the trailer with the back of our cab. All right, so if you have to pull a U-turn somewhere, always make sure you find an intersection. All right, unless it's an extremely wide, a wide road. Again, we're always going to try to avoid the U-turns and figure out a better way to do it. So if you do find yourself down a country road and you need to get out of it, and you cannot pull a U-turn, there's a couple of ways to do this. All right, you can just kind of use a straight back and get yourself out of it. So we're just going to go ahead and slow down here. Let's go hard left. All right, we're just going to get ourselves in this kind of, well, basically this tiny road. All right, now hope fingers crossed that you maybe have a spotter. All right, so we got to keep going straight as much as we can because we got to get our back end pointing towards the center of the intersection. All right, so now let's go ahead and straighten ourselves up. Okay, and of course, hopefully your spotter will guide you here. So our goal right now is to kind of get to the right side of the road. All right. We're just trying to get out of a predicament without getting ourselves in trouble. Okay, and I think that'll do. So to the left without hitting the curb or jumping in the grass. And we are back on the main road in the direction that we want to go. So that is one way to do it. The other way is a little it needs less room. So now the other possible way, presuming there's no traffic, is doing an alley dock. Now I recommend never doing a blind side if the option of a sight side is there. So we're just going to go all the way over here, get ourselves pointing in the direction that we need to go. All right, I think that's good. Now we need to get close to the curb, because the closer you are to the curb on the left, the further away you are on the other side. So fingers crossed, no traffic comes. And if we need to do a pull forward, we'll be able to use that in probably the mid intersection. But it looks good. So we got to keep ourselves nice and close to the left. All right, because we need to make that. We need to be able to get around this curb here, right? So let's pull forward. Let's go back again. And let's zoom in so we can actually see a little better what's going on here. All right, and fingers crossed, nobody saw that. You can carry on with your day. Again, we're going to try not to get lost, okay, guys? Are we in agreement on that one, right? This is just when you're just trying to get yourself out of a bad situation. We're always going to try our best to plan properly and don't go down these routes. And another option too is to call the cops and ask them to help you out. Now this street is wide enough to do a U-turn, and just here's the thing: you don't have a measuring tape out there or anything, you know, so it's kind of hard to actually tell. Like sometimes you're gonna have to stop, and you're gonna have to, go in reverse. It's just like now the swing of the trailer, and maybe traffic is going to come, and so we got to kind of like quickly do that. But I recommend always trying to find, maybe if it's not an intersection or like a T intersection, or sorry, like a crossroads, but an actual T intersection. Presuming there's no traffic, always stay as wide as you can. We're going to use the area over here. Now I recommend I wouldn't turn right now. Wait till you get to around roughly around here. Okay. So we're going to go past it just a little bit because we're going to be able to turn in. And now keep the U-turn as wide as you can. So I'm just going to open it up a little bit just so I can get close here, but knowing that I can turn in if I need to. So we're just going nice and wide. No traffic coming. And if there is, well, they're just going to have to wait because you need to go in the other direction. All right, so there we go. I just always try to find the widest possible spot and try not to get your truck in a complete 90-degree turn. All right, if we're like coming from the other side to where the intersection or the T intersection, whatever comes from this side, don't be too close to the curb here. Kind of come off a little bit and make sure there's no traffic coming, obviously. It just allows us to enter into this area a little sooner. All right, and so just a little bit more to worry about. And then nice wide. And hopefully we don't get too much. As you can see, it was much easier to come from the if we were coming this way and using this area then. But anywho, that's all the advice I'm going to give you on turns that you shouldn't be doing in the first place. Okay.